Alright, hello. So this is a bit of a different video, I guess. I kind of want to talk about my Stranger Things, like things either I want to happen or I think will happen, or things that I guess. So I don't really know, this is going to be like an unpopular opinions but also popular opinions, because I don't really know which of these things are popular or not, because I haven't really been following what people think is actually going to happen. So I'm just going to start talking about stuff, but yeah. So this one's going to be definitely an unpopular opinion because I know a lot of people love Steve. But I do think that if Steve dies, it would make sense because we already had his like hopes last time, right? With the 6 kids or whatever, that he was telling Nancy about and stuff like that, that she didn't even want. But like, yeah, there was that whole thing. So we already know what he wants. I think if he did die, it would probably be in part 1, just because I think that, we don't really see him a lot in the trailer stuff. Like we kind of just see them. The only clips we see him in is obviously with the radio tower, which is probably like the first few minutes maybe, and then we see the whole thing with like Jonathan, Nancy, Steve and Dustin. Like I think they're in the Upside Down or whatever in that other trailer, but like I have to assume, because we don't see him at any other point in the trailers, we don't see him in any other type of scene, so I've got to assume that maybe either he is gone already there, or like he dies, or if he does survive, they just haven't shown any other clips of him, which is very interesting because some things we have seen of the others, but that could also explain why Robin is also by herself sometimes, because I think she either is sometimes with Will or sometimes with Murray and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, why would she be with those people, you know what I mean? Like obviously I want her to be with Will sometimes because that would be so cool, but like her being with Murray, like why would she be with Murray? Like that makes no sense really. That's a crazy duo. But you know that duo is going to be hilarious though, so whatever. But yeah, so I just put like I doubt it will happen, since we can't let Dustin lose Eddie and then lose Steve. Like that would be insane for Dustin's like character arc, because we're already gonna have Dustin having that character arc of like he lost an older brother type figure, right, that he cared about. So we already have that type of arc. We don't really need the same one with Steve. So I doubt that that's gonna happen, because obviously that will like that Steve going will hurt a lot of people, but it won't hurt as many people as it would if it was Jonathan, I have to say, because obviously like Will and like Joyce won't care about Steve. Like they will care about Jonathan, you know what I mean? And Nancy will care about Jonathan. Obviously like other people will care about Jonathan. Like I just think it's going to be insane, and we never really see Jonathan with the kids, but I do know that he's probably going to have a really good relationship with them, because obviously he would have met them like before any of this stuff even happened, like from before like season 1 stuff, you know, he would have already known who they were. But yeah, there's all that stuff, but yeah, I think that would be crazy. But yeah, if Jonathan does die, they can't do that just so that Stancy is a thing, you know, that would be awful. But I do also think that Jonathan dying would make sense in the terms of like it will affect the most people, right? But I don't want that to happen because Jonathan is one of my favorite characters. Like if I have to like rank everybody, like he would be like the top 5, you know what I mean? So probably top 3, I don't know, because I think that my favorite would be Will, and then it might be Jonathan, so it might be top 2 actually. I have to say, like yeah, I think that anyone in the Byers family that dies, I would be in hell. Anyway, so yeah, I wrote Jancy or everything, neither can die. Like honestly, if either of them die, like I don't think Nancy could die. Like Nancy is one of the ones that I think is just gonna be safe, just in general. Like I don't think she's gonna die, because I think the thing is with her like washing that blood off in the sink, either Jonathan's dead or she's in like the hospital or something, and it's gonna be like her mum and her sister or something like that, you know what I mean? I have to assume though that maybe the dad will already be dead at that point, because we've seen some things of like, we've seen like Karen obviously with Holly in the bathtub and stuff like that, or whatever that water thing was, right? So I have to assume that they are hiding, which means he might already be dead, you know what I mean? He might be the one that like got killed, and then that's why they're running away in the first place. So yeah, that's what I'm assuming, which would be, what's his name again, Ted or something? But he's not exactly a great dad, but he also isn't a terrible person, you know what I mean? At least not like Billy's dad, and not like Will's dad, you know, like he's actually a good dad, but he's just like a terrible like he's not a terrible person, he's a terrible dad, but he's just not like abusive, you know, he's just kind of like nonchalant, he's just kind of not there really. Bro, it's funny though. But yeah, Jancy are everything to me. Like honestly, if either of them dies, I'll be sad. Yeah, for real. Byla, so this is a whole different thing, right? Like Byla, you can think that they're like more than friends, you can think that you can think that they're like besties, you can think that they're soulmates, whatever you want to think, but I do think that it would make sense if we have a confession. Now I don't know if the confession will be from Will to Mike or if it will be from Mike to Will, but I would love a confession and then like a smile or something, you know, like even I wouldn't even care about having an actual reply to the confession. I just want like a really good moment, and then like they smile at each other and then something else happens, you know, they either get like called away or like something else happens, and then they just say like you know, we'll talk about this later or something, and then they're okay, and then like later on maybe they can have like a hug or something. I don't know, but like I want something to happen with them, but I also think that it would make it so interesting if they just I don't know, because like obviously people want like a kiss and people want like an actual full confession, like want them to be a couple and stuff, but I also like the idea of it being open-ended for them, you know, because it can be like a road to like getting there, because obviously it's the last season and they've had 4 seasons already of building up Eleven's and Mike's relationship, and obviously even though they don't end up in a good place by the end of season 4, because I'm pretty sure Eleven knows he's lying, I do think that they're gonna break up quite quickly in the first like few episodes, maybe the first episode, but I think that would make sense, and then but he shouldn't move on straight away, you know what I mean? I just think that it would make sense if they like have a kind of thing, like they don't get together but they're also not like, they don't want to like not be around each other anymore, you know, they want to be right near each other all the time. But yeah, that'll be interesting. But to me, yeah, they're more than besties to me. They've always been like those types of soulmates that you just know that they're like, I mean, in like season 1, season 2, season 3, I always thought they were just like soulmates but like bestie vibes, and then in season 4 I was like, oh, you know, I was like, because I mean pretty much everybody already knew by season 3 that, or season 2, season 3, that Will was gay anyway, and obviously they talked about it kind of more in season 4, but yeah, I definitely think that it makes more sense for Will for Mike to be the one that confesses if they want to do a confession at all, because we already know Will likes Mike, so the way that people will see it is like Will's confessing to Mike but Mike doesn't actually say anything. If that's the case, like that wouldn't be any good with it. So because then there'd be people who are like homophobic still being like, oh my god, I just saw this guy, like, you know, he confessed to his bestie, and then, you know, the bestie didn't say anything, so we're just gonna assume that that he doesn't actually like him. But if he smiles at him and stuff like that, you know, you can take that as both ways, right? You can say it as like a pity smile, or you can say it as like a, oh, I like you back smile, you know? So it's either way, it's gonna be annoying. So I think it'd be easier to do it if Mike was the one that confesses, right? Anyway, Lucas has to be okay by the end. I don't want him dead. For real, like, I feel like so many people don't talk about Lucas at all, or they just, like, they don't think of him as a person, like, in this show, because, like, I never really see anybody talking about Lucas. Like, the scene where he's about to lose Max, right? The scene where Max is, like, being taken away, and because of that kid, I don't even remember what his name was, but the other football kid, like, he was, yeah, like, honestly, that whole scene was insane. Like, the actor for Lucas, I forgot what his name is. Is it Caleb? Oh my god, I'm terrible at this. I've forgotten most of these people's names. I need to learn everybody's names again. But yeah, Caleb, I think like, for season 4, I think he was probably one of the best actors in that season, because like obviously like Lucas has always been like I feel like it's interesting because like I always thought that Lucas was like a fan favorite, but then like he never actually showed, like I never actually saw people like loving him and stuff like that. But then I also found out that when he is like at not interviews, when he's at like actual when he's at actual like fan things and stuff, like he's always getting the like least amount of people coming to his like cues. And I feel like that's just so like, it's got to be racist, right? I don't know, but like it's so insane to me. Like he is such a good character, Lucas is, and I just don't think that he is gonna die. Like there's no way he can, because like with Max, right, he's obviously gonna be with Max most of the time. He's gonna be the one that's like trying to save her the most because he loves her that much, and there's literally no one else, right? And we don't even know where her mum is or anything like that, but I'm sure that like he's gonna be the one that's there the most, and he's gonna be the one that, like, we already saw it in that one trailer as well, like he's literally holding her whilst that thing is walking around, right? I'm assuming he's still in the hospital there, but I don't know. But yeah, I'm assuming that maybe Vecna can like feel where she is still, like her body, but like also like his fear would still be there, right? Lucas's, because he has almost lost Max. So maybe Vecna's also following him. We don't really know, because like it depends, right? But yeah, there's that whole thing. But yeah, I love Lucas as a character. Like I feel so bad that he's just like not loved. Like he really is a good character. Like I think if I had to rank these characters like fully, like it'd be probably Will, Jonathan, I'm trying to think of everybody. Like Will, Jonathan, Dustin, Lucas, and then Joyce. Like if I was ranking them as 5, right? That's probably how I would have it, because I love so many of these characters, right? I love so many of these characters, but like there's so many characters that either barely do anything and they're just, you know, pushed to the side, or they do a lot of stuff but you just barely see it because you're just not really watching. Like Lucas has done so many different things, and I think he really deserves the credit, because like he really is good. Like he is a good kid, and I just hate the fact that people just don't really appreciate him. I love Max, but she could die this season. Honestly, I feel like because she's already lost her soul, or you know, her like self, I feel like she could die, but I also feel like it would be so stupid if they just killed her in this season when they have already kind of killed her already. Like I feel like it'd be so, I feel like it wouldn't be as like grand, you know, because everybody, when she was like running through that thing, everybody was like, oh my god, I don't want her to die, and then obviously she like gets broken and everything and all that, and Lucas screaming for her, like it's so sad. Like that scene in itself was already sad. Like there's no way that they would be able to make a better scene than that with her dying, so I just think it'd be pointless to have her die in the next season. So she's got to come back, or at least I don't know how she will come back, but I think she must come back, right? There's no way she's just gonna die. And then Hopper can't die because he's already almost died so many times. Like he almost died at the end of season 3, right? And then we know he was alive. Like because we didn't see a body, we already knew that he had to be alive. And then yeah, he's almost died a few times in season 4, and then he was just, you know, he's back. So he can't die in season 5. There's no way, because he's already almost died. So the only way I could see him dying is if he sacrifices himself for somebody, but it could literally be anybody, because like of course he's going to sacrifice himself for any of the kids, but I also think that it would make sense if he tries to sacrifice himself for like Will or like Eleven or Joyce, you know. And obviously a lot of the scenes we've seen, Jonathan isn't really with his family a lot of the time, so I think it would also make sense is if they all kind of like are together, and then Joyce like is trying to protect Will, or they're all trying to protect Will, and then Jonathan dies, you know, because she was so focused on protecting Will that he died. That would be like a, you know, crazy twist of like you protecting one son and then the other dies. Like that would be so sad. But I couldn't see that happening because I don't want any of the buyers to die. I think Joyce could die trying to save Will or Jonathan. Yeah, I've already kind of said that. I need family hugs for real. I need a Wheeler load of I need a Wheeler hug from the family, and I need a Byers hug. Like I need Jonathan, Will, and Joyce to hug each other for sure, because like it's actually insane that I don't even know when the last hug was that we got from those three, because I swear Jonathan is never with them, and then when he is, it's always just like about trying to like figure out what to do next, you know. We never really get a proper hug from the three of them. Like sometimes we get ones from like Will and Jonathan, or like, you know, Will and Joyce, but we never really get the three people hug, right? I need that. If any of them are gonna die, I need a hug from the three of them before that happens. You know what I mean? Robin should live, but I want her to be with Will a lot in the season so they can finally talk. For real, like I just don't think that she's gonna die. Just because, like, I mean, why would she die? You know what I mean? Like I just don't think that Robin would make sense to be killed. Because she has like no, like, not many people will care if she dies, if you think about it. Like the only people that would is like the girl that likes her and she likes, you know, and then Steve. Like I don't really know a lot of people that would, like, obviously I think like Dustin maybe would, I think Dustin would care, and also maybe Erica too. But yeah, I wouldn't see like, I wouldn't really see like anybody else caring too much about Robin, which is obviously sad, but it's like we don't see her much with anybody apart from really Steve, you know, I don't know. I need Murray to be in it. I think he will be in it. And maybe he dies trying to save someone. Maybe Erica, because she was terrible to him in season 3. Yeah, oh my god, the trash talk they had in season 3 was hilarious. Because I'm pretty sure he says like, why is this child speaking to me and stuff like that, you know. That whole speech of those two talking to each other was so hilarious, and I just think it would be great if like Murray sacrificed himself for like somebody, and it would be really good if it was Erica, because like I don't think I've seen anybody talking about this either, but like I think Murray's been in it so much, but also like I feel like he probably won't die just because he is also a weirdo, like a, what's it called, like an outsider. He's got like no actual real friends, right? He's kind of just always in his house like by himself, and he only really comes out to help, and a lot of the time sometimes he don't even come out to help. Like I think the only time he did in general was season 4 maybe, right? And even then, like he, maybe season 3 as well, like he didn't really want to come out, but he did to help. But that was when Alexei died, right? And that was sad. But yeah, I don't see him dying, but I think if he sacrifices himself for somebody, I wish it would be Erica, right? That'd be cool. But deaths I could see happening and couldn't see happening. 11, I feel like she could really die. Like I don't know if they will, I don't know. I just feel like she could die. Like I don't know if they'll keep her alive. Or because like obviously she'll be fighting Vecna and stuff, and like her and Will, I don't really know what Will's whole point will actually be, but obviously it started with him, it's gonna end with him. I think him and 11 are probably gonna like have to team up for something, but I don't know. And also like I don't know, like it's gonna be so interesting to see what actually happens, like what Will actually ends up being able to do or whatever, you know. But I do think that 11, I feel like it's kind of unlikely that she's going to die, but I also think it would make sense if she did. But I just kind of like don't want her to die. But I also think that if her and Mike do break up and like Hopper, maybe if Hopper dies too, maybe 11 will die. Because like, I don't know, like we can't let him also lose another child, you know what I mean? Like he already lost his daughter, like we can't let him lose another child. That would be terrible. But yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know what could happen with that whole aspect, but I do think that like 11 dying would hurt obviously pretty much everybody, but yeah, I feel like her dying would make a lot of sense in reality, but I also don't want that to happen. Will, but I doubt that would happen. I just doubt Will die. I just think that, you know, the whole world, the whole like upside down was probably created by him, because it's like a literal Hawkins, like it's a literal like area of his, like he probably made it by accident or something, right? He probably tried to comfort himself and made that place, because obviously when we see Vecna, when we see like the person Jamie, like Jamie's actual person, I forgot his actual name, he was number one, right? But like when we see him go into like that world, it didn't look anything like Hawkins, right? It just looked like a gobbledygook world. So I just think that like that's a whole different thing. Steve, I feel like because he's lasted so long, I feel like he will die, but I just don't know. Like, so many people will hate that though, so I just don't know if they'll do it because they want people to be like, oh my god, I hate this, like I'll stop watching, you know. That'd be so funny though if that actually happened. Like if people stop watching just because Steve died. I feel like they would have to kill him in like the second part so that people will keep watching, but like, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like it would make sense to keep him alive until the last moment, but I also think that he might die in the first part if he does die, right? I don't know. Max, because she's already almost gone, she might die, but I just doubt that. The Wheeler parents for sure, I think they're definitely gonna die. I don't know about Holly, but I feel like the dad's already dead, like pretty quick, because we just don't see him, right? We don't see him, we only see the mum, Karen, and then Holly running away. So I just doubt that he's alive in those parts. Jonathan, it could be so that Joyce sees she protected one son from death, but the other died protecting somebody else. Like, honestly, Jonathan protecting, like, Nancy, or even Jonathan just protecting, like, Steve and Nancy and Dustin would make a lot of sense for his character arc. But that would also be really sad. Joyce, yeah, Joyce could die from, like, protecting Will whilst he's on his, like, thing of, like, passing out and stuff, you know, when he's being, like, probably controlled. Saving him, yeah. Hopper to save Will, Joyce, or Eleven, or Mike. Yeah, Hopper could literally die from trying to save anybody, but I think we've seen a lot of Hopper with, like, Eleven, so I think if he died, it would be because of saving her. But yeah, Lucas and Dustin will be safe, I have to hope. Oh yeah, but I already talked about Lucas being in danger because of the Max stuff, and because of, like, you know, him being scared and stuff like that, because of, like, Max's situation. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like there's quite a few of them that will be in that kind of situation. And also, if Nancy is in that hospital, and she's, like, got that blood on her hands because of, like, her mum or her dad or both, or even Holly as well, if that whole thing happened, right, and she's, like, grieving their deaths, then I have to think maybe it's also going to happen with her, right? Maybe she's also going to be, like, taken by Vecna or something. Because we don't know if he's going to do the exact same thing as season 4 with, like, the bodies and stuff, where he's going to, like, twist and turn everybody and stuff. Like, that was terrifying, but, like, I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but, like, I guess we'll see. Oh my god. But yeah, I just wanted to make this video to show, like, some of my thoughts. I don't have, like, proper theories on, like, what could actually happen properly. I just wanted to show, like, my thoughts on, like, you know, either pairings or couples or characters in general. Like, I have to say, like, my thoughts on Lucas, like, it's so sad that people just, I don't know if people technically dismiss him, but, like, they just don't seem to care about him as much as they should, you know, which sucks. Because Lucas, I'm telling you, Lucas is a good character. Like, he deserves so much more love than he gets, for real. Anyway, I'm gonna go because I've got my food.
That was a lot of, like, nonsense.
Can but be kidding.